Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope you're doing really well in this moment in time, and that whenever and wherever you happen to be on this crazy ass matrix with all the crazy stuff going on in the world right now, I hope that you're able to turn your energy inward, tune out what's happening before your eyes in the world, because what you see is usually what was the result of everybody's past thinking and our co-creation that we made together. Everybody in the world, mostly the unawakened ones, created a lot of the negativity and the bad stuff because they don't know. They're asleep. You know, you create nightmares in your sleep. And I hope that you're able to bring yourself, your attention back to yourself and focus and sit and be present with the I am, the divine being. Be a human being. You don't always have to be a human doing. You know, when you're a human being, you're just being alone by yourself in your own mind, in your own heart, in your own soul. Lean back onto your own soul and absorb the high vibration. I hope that you're able to utilize a lot of the techniques that I and others have been giving you throughout this past week or two. In fact, throughout the past year and 9 months of Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast, we, me and other people in the Galactic Federation of Light, as well as me and other, like the Ascended Masters, God himself has spoken to you, and you have been given many, 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 many techniques, and I know some of you have written them down and have a notebook, and I am not one of those, believe it or not, Miss Virgo. I should have already done it, but I haven't. I am planning on getting together the information and putting the transcripts out in book form. And I'll be putting that out through Amazon at some point. I don't know exactly when, but I'm hoping very soon. And I'll let you guys know when that happens. You know, when I'm going to do the pre-launch, I'm going to give you guys the launch codes, and I'm going to give you a discount, but only if you promise to tell everybody and your uncle about it, everybody you know, and announce it far and wide, and then you will get a pretty hefty discount. So basically, I want to tell you even some more techniques tonight, okay? I told you about the idea of if you imagined your chakras as a little set of drawers, and you could just open, see what's in there, sweep it out, clean it out, just like a little white chest of drawers, you know, a chest of drawers, and you pull them out, clean it, okay? But I had another one that I kind of told you last week, I think, but I'm not sure if I fully got the, I don't think I fully did it justice. From what I saw in my mind and the way I described it. So I'm going to do it again right now to see if that's something, if I could get it across better, basically. Now I'm like fumbling all over my words again, so hopefully... Hopefully you guys understand. So, okay, If I imagine like my root chakra, and I know it's kind of red, and I see it's like a kind of a spinning wheel or a ball, and if I pull that out, or like I blow it up to fit maybe a little bit wider than my body, if I just blow it up in my mind, right? So instead of just a spinning wheel that's 5 or 6 inches across, I blow it up to, it's like 12 inches across, like it's like a foot across. And I imagine it, and I close my eyes and I think about it, and I can see if there's anything in there or not. If there's debris, like it looks like little pellets of dog food, or the way that my subconscious mind works anyway. It's like little kibbles and bits, or dog food, or like dust, or little tiny pebbles. So if I look around, if I see nothing, I'm like, good, my first chakra is clear. And if it isn't, then I dust it out. I sweep it out. I take all the debris and I throw it out. And then I make sure the inside is clean. I mean, just like a Virgo. So I'm like cleaning the inside of my chakra, like with the dust rag. Okay. And I've been doing this, and it seems like it's working a little bit better for me. And then I will focus again. And now, is there anything there, any debris? And sometimes I'll look and see if there's any energy, if it's just a feeling or a vibration that I lost, that I forgot. Because the debris stuff, that's stuff that's been there a lot longer. And since when I started doing this, I only found a few things in a couple of the chakras, and then I cleared it out. And since then, now I look and it's like, I don't really see anything. If something comes up, or I have a dream, sometimes there might be like one little tiny, like half a, excuse me, like half a pebble, or a little bit. See, there's some dust right there. Oh my God. But, so if I get like a little bit of a dust, or a little bit of, all right, well, what's that? All right, let's see what that is. And I'll take the debris out, but also see what it was, so that I don't accumulate that again. So it's not just about imagining there's some debris and you're cleaning out debris, because that's easy to do. You have to ask the debris, what are you there for? What do you represent? What's the issue or the thought that upset me so much that I accumulated you in that chakra? And so sometimes they'll be like, well, remember that one time when you were like living in your car and you didn't think anything would get better? You had lost hope. Well, that's what I stand for, right? That's like usually like a survival chakra. And a couple of you have told me that you've had issues with money recently because of the pandemic, which, everyone in the world does right now. We're all in the same boat. And, but also this will bring you to harken back to a time in your past in which you also did not have money, or maybe you did not have a home, or you didn't have a place to live, or you were really feeling sketch about your life, so it'll bring you back to that survival, energy. You could be a billionaire in the world, or even 100 millionaire in the world. And if you ever had something in your childhood where, like your parents moved around a lot, or they're always talking about money in front of you, and they always felt really scared, or they fought about money a lot, and you never felt stable and secure, and you always felt a little bit like maybe it's your fault, maybe, if you even had those kind of false guilt, because it's never your fault, right? Especially when you're a kid and your parents have money problems. It's always, it is what it is, but it's not your fault for being there, So, like, those are the kinds of issues from the first chakra. And I'm not going to go through all the chakras and what they mean, because if you haven't done so, please go back to my last year. A lot of you are new, so welcome aboard. Thank you for listening to the show. Last year, I had done a series on all 12 of the major chakras in our systems, including the last 4 chakras, which a lot of people don't really know a lot about. There's not been a lot written about these extra chakras. They're not extra chakras. They're chakras we need to become our multidimensional selves and claim our divinity and our galactic humanness. So, so if you don't know anything about chakras, please go back to all of my series on chakras last year, because it's really going to help you. It's going to behoove you, and you're going to learn more than you could even learn online, even though I read some stuff from online and then I channeled Prime Creator about these things. So I got it from literally the source of all things about what these chakras are and do, and what do you need to do? What's the your part in activating these things? And so I've been able to activate all 12 of my chakras and keep them active since it's been a couple years, or year and 9 months, whatever. And I wanted to share it with you, so I did my chakra series. But I just want to bring it up again because it's super important to keep your chakras clear and free of debris. But sometimes you can just let it go, and then you might, if you don't know what it was and you ask it and it doesn't come to you, you may have a dream about it. And then in the morning after your dream, it's usually in the last third of your sleep. Those are called venting dreams. I know I'm a dream expert because I took courses on all of dreaming. Everything related to dreaming. I even wrote a 360-page book on dreams with my husband who passed. And this was, it's what I learned from hypnotherapy school. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist, for those of you who are brand new to the show, because I have a lot of new people coming in. So just wanted to let you know my qualifications. I've been on the spiritual path my entire life, but I had my first spiritual awakenings that started in the 1980s, right before the harmonic convergence, which was something that took place it was an astrological thing, and Jose Arguelles let the whole wide world know about it, and God bless him, God rest his soul. He has passed from this earth, but he gave us a lot of amazing things, including not only the harmonic convergence, but also Earth Day. Well, I was also a part of his other Mayan calendar, trying to revitalize the 13 moon calendar. It didn't really ever take, although a lot of people kind of go by it and subscribe to it. And I was really into stuff for a while relating to that. And I was a part of that big movement trying in Chico, California, to get everybody on board with the day out of time, July 25th every year, and et cetera, et cetera. But then I went to Maya land. I went down to Guatemala with my kids and actually talked to a Mayan who speaks ancient Mayan because his tribe never stopped speaking it. He also speaks English as well as Spanish and has a degree in archaeology. So he has a great deal of information, and pretty much everything Jose Arguelles said about all the Mayan signs and the 260 Zokian, he was Zokian, I don't know, I can't remember what he called that. Anyway, it's all BS. He just made it up. It wasn't at all what, not even close. Like my sign is supposed to be red rhythmic moon according to his calendar, but when I went and I spoke to the archaeologist who came from this system of astrology that's been around for thousands and upon thousands of years, it turns out I'm a monkey. I'm a monkey in Guatemalan Mayan astrology, and I ended up, it made me laugh so hard because I'm also a monkey in Chinese astrology. So it's it's just totally my Heyoka shaman ways, right? I am also a lightning shaman. I was struck by lightning in 2007, right after I gave my life over to the One Will, to the Prime Creator, to work through me to help all of humanity. I do not know what I'm choking on. It really must be dust in there. I am living in Ecuador right now, and Sangay volcano has been going off for days, spewing 40,000 feet into the air. It's ash, and I think that might be what is happening with me right now. And also, I don't know if you heard the booms earlier. There have been fireworks all around me for, I would say 2 hours. Constantly. I don't know if it's a holiday. I didn't check it out, but I don't know. It might be a Catholic thing. 'Cause I heard the Catholic Church they have a cannon sound that goes off every now and again when it's like an extra church day. And here we go. I don't know if you could hear the booms. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's not it's absolutely fireworks and not gunshots or anything. I'm in a safe area. So for the most part, this is a pretty safe country. I mean, compared to all the other South American countries, and safer than the U.S. right now. So my heart and prayers always going out to the U.S. as well as everyone around the world and all the countries around the world constantly. So anyway, that's just a little bit about me. Just, every now and again, I like to let everyone know what's happening and who I am and, what's my authority to say these things that I say, but I've been on the spiritual path, consciously since the 80s. And also, when I gave my life over to the One Will in 2007, and I got struck by lightning on the 2nd of April, 2007, and I filed for divorce on the 2nd of April, 2008, 1 year later to the day. God changed my life completely in many, many different ways, and I'm always grateful for it. I loved my husband very, very much, but it just was one of those things. He died of brain cancer in the end, and so raised my kids for 10 years on the road in many different countries, and we've gone through some many, many different adventures, and I have come into my own as a shaman and as a healer. I've healed people and animals and the earth, and I release spirits back up to heaven. I've only had to release, I think, 1 or 2 spirits that were evil, that I knew, I felt it. I was like, oh my God, and I put them in the custody of Archangel Michael after I asked God, what do I do with this? And he made sure they got to where they were going. And I always have to put it that way. It's not up to me. I can't, only God can judge you, but you're going to go where you are meant to be at the moment. So sorry. Yeah, my voice is really crazy right now. I think, and I breathed in something. I did burn incense yesterday, and maybe it was just the ash from the incense. I don't know. Really, it's kind of strange. But all right. So that's where I'm coming from. For those of you who are new, I just had a sense, an inkling that some of you are like, well, who is she? Why does she have the show? And, where does this come from? So, I have attended a couple different mystery schools, and I have a degree in psychology. My minor was in human sexuality. I have a degree in liberal arts. I'm also a doctor of divinity. And so I'm an ordained minister. Even though I am not a Christian and have not been since I was 18, I am very interested in spirituality, and I'm not religious. My religion is Islam, which I converted to in 2012 because Prime Creator led me there. And I think I was meant to bridge the gap between peoples and understanding of all the different religions, how they fit together, what's real, what's not real. And I've got a lot of crazy insights about Christianity, which I'm not going to go into now. I'm not going to espouse about it right now. Do I love Jesus? Yes, I do. Am I Christian? No, I'm not. And you know what? Neither was Jesus. So it's okay. A lot of you have been burned by religion, and that's why we work outside of religion in the show, and I work outside of religion in my life as well. So let's see, where else? What else? Anyway, so I wanted to give you guys a really fun and interesting one that Prime Creator told me a few days ago. And I wasn't able to bring it up until today, so this is it. So many of you who are single have been familiar with the swipe right and swipe left thing. If you've ever been on a dating app, you know what I'm talking about, like Tinder or whatever, and you're looking for a date or love or even friendship, and you like someone, you swipe right, you don't like them, you swipe left, right? So God was telling me there's a new idea about what to do with everything energetically in your life using this principle, because it's so relatable in the world today. It has nothing to do with an app, has nothing to do with dating or whatever, but it was kind of a fun, interesting one. So let me see, Prime Creator worked through me. so that we get this right. Okay. So and now we're going to make this a little bit more multidimensional. It's not just the swipe right and left. We're going to also swipe down and swipe up. So here we go. Anything that you are afraid of in your future, you can swipe right, because if you're looking straight ahead and you just put your right hand out and you just say, I choose to swipe out of my life any negativity or any doubts about my future. So you put your right hand out and you just kind of swipe right. I'm going to swipe those off into the future, and anything that was negative about my future, I'm going to go ahead and just let it go, right? And also you could swipe, if you're obsessed about the future, you swipe to the right. That's in the future. Push it to the right. I'm here now because I'm a human being and I'm going to be here now, right? And anything that is crowding your psyche, crowding your mental, anytime you have mental images from the past, your mental imagery comes up from this happened and that happened, and your childhood and different things. Anytime you had traumas or dramas or yucky, junky energy, swipe that to the left, because that's where it belongs. That's where the past is. If you're looking straight ahead, the past is to the left, the future is to the right. You want to stay in the middle path, because in the middle path is the direct walk between wisdom and understanding. You always want to walk the middle path. If you know anything about Kabbalah, you know what I'm talking about. I studied Kabbalah in mystery school. So, they always say you got to walk the middle path. You don't want to be, too much to one side or the other. Just walk the middle path. And that is where you're going to find your surest footing. Okay. So anything comes up from the past that you don't like, you put your left hand up and just swipe it back over to the left, baby. It's gone. Boom. Stay in the past, you. Just boom, you're gone. Now, anything that you are afraid of in the present moment, anything that hits you like negative energy, like yesterday when all of the power went out, I immediately was completely consumed by fear. And it took me, like always, because I'm an empath, so I'm a sponge to everybody else's fear. And it took me like 15 minutes to realize, holy crap, this isn't for me. People are afraid. Well, we had 10 nights without water. After around 11 or 12, no water till 7 or 8 in the morning. And then we had 2 days during the day, no water. We had one day where it was like a third of the water pressure than normal. And so everyone was afraid about that. And then when we had no power, it's like, holy crap, the government's breaking down. We're screwed, right? And it's that energy. And it's just a transformer blew. We had a really, really bad storm. I think it might have been hit by lightning or something. In fact, it wasn't just our transformer. It was across the creek as well as this area. There was a bunch of transformers that blew. And the people across the creek, suddenly they had their power, and then we still didn't have ours for 2 more hours here in this Ciudadela, which I'm in like a gated community. I rent at a townhouse here. So we're kind of like, all right, this is crazy. But, it's cool. But once I realized I'm absorbing everyone else's energy, I was like, well, screw that. I imagined like in my solar plexus, I imagined like a white light, like a bubble of white light, and I expanded it, and I'm like, you all own your own fear. Because screw that, I'm not owning your fear no more. It's over. Boom! And I just like blew up this massive white light so I could feel good, and everyone can own their own fear, because I'm sorry. Don't put your fear on me. And people don't know they're doing it. but I'm an empath and I'm a shaman, and I transform energy and I transform feelings. And sometimes it's on other people to transform their feelings, and sometimes I will gladly transform it and put it into the earth and put it into healing grid so it can heal and transform back into positive white light energy that can go back to anyone who prays for. Because I also helped to build the healing grid around the planet, the 5th dimensional healing grid. I also built the Jesus Christ. I took away the Jesus Christ grid and put up the Christ consciousness grid. The Jesus Christ grid was holding people in fear, religious fear. And Yeshua, Jesus himself, asked me to build this. I was really super high one night, and he came to me and asked me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm having like the worst hallucination, or the best hallucination, and this is crazy. But he kept coming to me, asking me even when I wasn't high, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. So I did it, and that was the beginning of my creating grids around the planet. So I've created a couple, I've disbanded one, and I've collapsed a few timelines. I've done a lot of stuff energetically. It's so crazy. You know, but anyway, that's let's like get away from that for a minute so we can give you this technique. Okay, so you put your right hand out and swipe to the right anything that is encroaching and stealing your energy about the future. So it's stealing your present conscious divine moment, worried about the future. Boom, you know what? Swipe that to the right. We're going to swipe it to the left at the left hand, anything from the past that's encroaching upon and stealing your energy from your be now, here, be here, now moment. And then we're going to swipe down with both hands. You just push down, and usually it's the fears from your heart or from your 3rd solar plexus down, push that into the ground and say, Mother Gaia, please transform this energy. It is fears I am feeling, you know, and you can even do it from your throat chakra in case anyone is holding you back from speaking your truth, when you're holding yourself back or other people are stopping you from speaking, from being who you want to be. Screw that, baby. Push that into the ground and say, please help me. Push it into the healing grid. It's the way I look at it, it's kind of a pale, hot pink. It's like hot pink, but when I say hot, it means like electrical. It's an electrical grid. And it's beneath your feet, just a few feet below you. And it's filled with love and light and pure vibrational, high vibrational energy. I'm not the only one that did it. There was like 1,000 of light workers around the world. I only know one person who has admitted this out loud besides myself, and that's Lisa Transcendence Brown. And she said that she helped to build that healing grid around the planet in the 5th dimension so that we can continuously we could put our stuff into it, it'll be healed immediately. And when you ask for healing, it comes up immediately from that grid and goes into your body immediately. I'm putting Reiki 24 hours a day, 7 days a week into it. And I'm healing anywhere from, 20,000 to 150,000 people in any given moment of my life. Because I've been doing this a very long time. I'm constantly connected to the God source, and this energy flows through me as I am an instrument of His healing and His will and His power. So I'm just like a straw. The energy just pours through me. I don't really, I'm not consciously even aware of it anymore. It used to really wear me down energetically. Now I let it flow through me, and it's easy. I let it, if I have a day in which I'm sick, I will stop the flow for like the day and heal, and then I will let the flow go again. But right now it's on. When it started, it felt like a little bit of a trickle, and now it's like freaking Niagara Falls. It's like the energy just whoosh, and it goes through me and goes into that healing grid. So anytime you need it, just say, I'd like to be hooked up to the healing grid. That's all you need to say out loud. That's it. Boom, you're hooked up. That's it. I could hook you up, but so can you. Your words are just as powerful as mine. You are just every bit as much divine energy and divine being as I am, right? So no one is better than anyone else. It's just that I've had my mental and emotional and spiritual focus on these things my whole life. So if you spent your whole life and then all of a sudden you wake up a couple months ago, now your focus has been on spiritual things for a couple months, you're not going to have as much energy in that area, but it doesn't mean you can't build it up, because yes, you can. Of course you can. So if you have anything that you want to give to God directly for healing, you can take your hands and whatever chakra, wherever level you're feeling it in your body, you put it under, you scoop it under, and you push it up, 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 up. And when it gets to the level of like your shoulders, you have both of your hands and you just whoosh and you swipe up. You swipe that up. You just kind of push that energy up. God healed this. Thank you so much. And that's the swipe technique that God taught me to tell you guys. So you can swipe stuff down, you can swipe stuff up, put it into the healing grid for healing, put it down into the ground for grounding, push your energy into the ground if you want to ground, push your energy into the sky if you want to ascend and vibrate up higher. Swipe to the right for stuff that's encroaching upon your future. Swipe to the left. And it's also kind of physical. I like the energy of moving your arms. You don't have to do it like 10 times every day, 3 times a day. It's nothing like that. You just do it once, or do it 7 times, or do it 100 times. Whatever you need to do to help you feel better. Now, if it's somebody putting crap on you, you could swipe it directly back to them. If someone's putting stuff towards you and it's coming at your heart and at your gut and you don't want any part of it, put your hands in front of your heart or your chest or your stomach or even your throat if they are blocking you from speaking, and swipe the energy directly forward at them. Screw it. Give it back. Give it back. Oh, I'm sorry. I think you left this here. Boom. Have it back. Take it back. Because I do not take responsibility for other people when they're not taking responsibility for themselves, and they're not being when they're being spiritually, morally lazy. I don't have time anymore for that. I carried a lot of people most of my life. I carried a lot of people, a lot of unconscious people. I was always carrying them. I was always, oh God, please pray. I'm going to pray for this person. Please bless this person. And I would spend hours upon hours upon hours praying for people when they were consciously unaware of stuff. And I'm sorry, but the hour is at hand and the time is near in which I do not take responsibility for others any longer. I only take responsibility for my children and myself. So sorry. I do take responsibility for my twin flame too. Because he is me, we have the same higher self, so whatever I heal in myself, I heal in him, and that's just always been that way. Like right now I feel him going through a lot of anxiety right now, and so I'm like, yeah, I'm taking responsibility for that, but I'm working with him telepathically, helping him get through that. So, you can push this energy in any direction, just do it so that you can then completely fill yourself up with light. Imagine like an egg-shaped bubble around you. Fill it with white light, and this is your sanctuary. Fill it with pink energy if you need love healing. Fill it with green energy if you need physical healing. Fill it with like a beautiful blue, electrical, pale blue energy. If you need a little bit more life force and vitality, you can fill it with red if you want more passion and sexuality. But be careful with that one, because you never know who you're going to attract with that. But you could just, with whatever color that you need in that moment. A lavender, fill it with a violet flame to just burn up any residue and debris that you no longer need energetically that might be in your energy field. But I like this method. I hope you guys like it. Swipe, 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 swipe. You do it like karate style in your room if no one's looking. Why the hell not? It'd be funny, right? And it'll make you laugh. And if you laugh, guess what that does? It raises your vibration, baby. So there you go. All right. All right. I did pull a card from the Rebel deck, and I did not think it was enough, and so I asked God for a secondary card. So our card of the day is actually cards of the day. We got 2 of them. The first one says, believe what you see. Believe what you see. And then you open it or turn it over and it says, face reality or live in fucking la la land, choose bravely. Face reality or live in fucking la la land, choose bravely. Now, I don't know what this means exactly, and that's why I got a secondary card. But believe what you see, I don't know. I mean, what I just said earlier is when you see something in your world, it's a result of what the collective was thinking about. Millions of acres on fire, how many people have that in their mind? They're afraid, they have PTSD, they have not healed from it, and then boom, here it happens again. Gender reveal parties aside, which is total bullshit, by the way. Sorry, we're going to have another gender reveal party for this person in 20 years because they might not know, might not be what you thought they'd be. You know, everybody has their own identification gender-wise, but we're not going to get into that right now, but it's so dumb. All of it is so dumb. Maybe that was the last one. And you know what? Do we even know? Has it ever been revealed to the world what gender this person is? This baby person who's not even a baby yet, who hasn't even been born yet? The gender reveal party that resulted in millions of acres of California on fire, and we don't even know if it's supposed to be a boy or a girl. Freaking ridiculous, right? It's like, hello, why are you still holding back? Anyway, so face reality or live in fucking la la land, choose bravely. I'm like looking at this and, well, for me personally, believe what I see. Well, I do see that I need to get a job and I need to work my butt off. And then it says, or live in la la land. That's what I call Los Angeles. So I'm like, does that mean I'm moving back to Los Angeles to get an actual job there if I don't do what I'm supposed to be doing? I don't know. I mean, that's how I'm interpreting it. But I'm like, no one can interpret it the way I do for themselves. So how are you guys going to? Believe what you see, face reality, or live in fucking la la land. Choose bravely. It could be that you are in a situation that you're making excuses for. It could mean that you really ought not be in the job you're in. It might be that maybe you shouldn't live where you live because there's black mold and you've been not facing it. Could be that you're in a relationship that just blows and you need to get the hell out of it. I don't know what it is. You know, you can continue to live in the illusion of your choice, or you can just believe what you see, you know, like understand the reality, take off the rose-colored glasses and go, oh my God, I don't want to be there anymore, right? You know, for me, I know writing's on the damn wall. I need to work a job besides this show. I need to get my Udemy.com classes out. See, glasses. I just said rose-colored glasses. No, I'm going to be putting my classes out there soon. So, you know, for me, that's my thing. But for you, I don't know. What is in your world right now that you're not facing 100%, that you're kind of like, well, I'm going to be okay. I'll just, I'll be fine. You know, it's been scary. The world has been scary, and it made us, a lot of us, stuck emotionally. And not spiritually so much. We're all growing spiritually, but we're emotionally like, ooh, I don't know. So that was the first card, and I wanted a clarifier for it. I wanted more about what's going on. And this is the one that came up, which was very strange, and it came up twice. And so I'm going to read it too. Get some fucking sleep. Get some fucking sleep. And then you turn over and it says, you are being an ass because you are fucking tired. Face to pillow now. You are being an ass because you are fucking tired. Face to pillow now. Now, doesn't these cards sound like they're opposites? Face reality or live in la la land. Well, another word for sleep, dreamland, is la la land. So, that gives another spin to it, right? You're being an ass because you're fucking tired, face to pillow now. A lot of us are tired. I mean, this past week, man, I slept until 5 o'clock today. Well, like 4:52, but, más o menos 8 minutos, whatever. More or less 8 minutes. So, yeah, I woke up maybe about 9:49. I just stayed awake for like an hour, but I was so tired. And I'm like, do I want to face the day? I don't know. And I think I was awake for maybe another hour. I don't know. And then I went back to sleep. And then I woke up and I rolled over and went back to sleep until like 5. I mean, I only got like 11 to 12 hours of sleep, which is a lot, but maybe not because I woke up for a couple hours, I think. When I finally got up and I looked in the mirror, I have 2 new scars on my face. I think I was abducted for a 3rd night in a row. And I have puncture wounds on my forehead on the right side. Now I have puncture wounds on the base of my skull on the right side. And I have a puncture wound on my right side, next on the other side of my ear. So I have like scars now. Probably 4 or 5 scars. I don't know what's happening. Do I have a brain tumor? No. Okay. I'm asking God, what's happening to my brain? Why are they're injecting my freaking head? I need to ask my friend if she's abducted a second time. We were abducted together. We both have the same puncture wounds on the base of our skull to the right side of our skull. And she actually got a big scratch down the left side of her body. I didn't get a scratch. I didn't even look. I might have bruises that I don't even know about. I have another friend, one of my people who listen, and she said she has a bunch of bruises she can't explain either that happened in the past couple days as well. I don't know what this is about. If you're being abducted, just, ask your higher guidance to help you with it. If you have fear about it, push it into the ground for healing. Push it up. Swipe, baby. Swipe. Just swipe the energy away. Understand that probably everything is in divine and perfect order. It's probably okay. These might be your cousins, giving you some vitamins. I don't know. I would like to think that it's people actually giving a crap about me and helping me in ways I don't know I need help. It's hard to deal with, but I've been dealing with this whole abduction scenario since I was like a baby. I mean, I have memories going way the hell back, like over, like 50 years. So my kids also are abducted quite often. So it's hard, but it's, I don't know, generational studies. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but it's all very, very weird. But those are our Rebel deck. By the way, this is from the Rebel deck, the Oracle with attitude, with 0 filters, 0 fucks, and all fun. And it says brace yourself, because these are foul-mouthed cards. The deck is rebellious, foul-mouthed, and raw, and it is what you need to know right now. And it's like they always say, the cards know. This is how I draw the cards, is that I will shuffle them and I ask God to have an angel come and pluck out from the deck the cards that we need, and those are the cards that came out. So there it is. It is what it is. So tonight we're going to do part 2 from Jude DeCoff. He is my near twin flame and the host of the Starseed Perspective. And he did this reading for me, and I'm going to, a couple disclaimers. I didn't agree with all the reading, not the first half or the second half, although I agreed with a lot of it. In the bibliomancy thing, I don't know. I don't really agree with that. My whole life have tried to do bibliomancy for myself, and it never freaking works out for me, ever. And even though some of this stuff, it might have been stuff he had in his mind or in his subconscious mind, I don't know. But some of it might be real, some of it not. And something he said kind of upset me a little tiny bit. Not really, not a lot, honestly. But he was saying that I'm not with my twin because we'd just be in bed 100% of the time together. And it's like, no, because I know who I am. And I know, like, with my second husband, when we got together, he's my soulmate. We've been together many, many, many lifetimes. He was the father of my children. We were married, or at least together 13 years, married 11 and a half years together. And basically, I don't know, I know that like the first few weeks, okay, yeah, we did not get out of bed a whole lot the first week or two, but we managed to do quite a bit together. When I was with him, I wrote 5 screenplays. When I was with him, we wrote a 360-page dream book. I wrote a lot of the book. Well, actually, I did a lot of the outline of the book that I'm going to release about past life and reincarnation, which I'm getting ready to do that sometime by the end of this year. I'm hope to God, fingers crossed, that everything works out in the way that I need it to. But, I did a lot with him, even though, we're together 13 years, we're together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and yet I still managed to raise 2 children, write 5 screenplays, write this book. I ended up taking a lot of certifications. I got my, I didn't quite finish the final thing, but I got all straight A's through my aromatherapy degree. So I didn't officially get the degree because no one would sit with me for the test. Stupid librarians. But anyway, but I got a lot of certifications. I've done a lot. I did a lot while I was with him. And I know that my current twin flame, who I haven't met yet, we telepath all the time. And he told me he's famous and he has projects sometimes. And he's worried, like when we get together, if he has to go away from me for 6 to 8 weeks, how am I going to take it? And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm an introvert. That's when you go away, those are the times I'm going to be publishing my books, finishing my books, getting my projects done. And every time I read my cards for myself with my twin, and I don't just pull out the cards, I ask my holy guardian angel, pull out the cards for me. Every single time I get the 3 of Pentacles, which means when we get together, we're going to be so excited about our mental connection that we're just going to be project after project after project together to help the world. And that's where our focus is going to be. And I know it. I mean, am I going to spend the first 3-4 weeks in bed with him? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I mean, he's an older guy. He's older than me. I'm 52, so maybe not. I mean, I'm in menopause, so it's not like I'm going to be like, it's not like my body's going to be trying to make any babies, which is usually why you don't get out of bed for, weeks on end, So the hormonal part of it'll be recreational, not procreational sex, So I didn't totally agree with that. Although I hope to God it's going to be like that, at least for a few weeks, because I do need that kind of thing. But I'm still not going to let you guys hang. I'm not I'm a mature adult woman. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, sorry, guys, I'm with my twin now. Bye. I don't do that. I'm not going to ghost on you guys. My show is important to me. And this is my, the 2 top priorities in my life are my children and this show. Okay, so that's where I'm at. And when my guy comes into my life, he's going to be in the top 3. He's not going to be just the only one. It's just not who I am. But so I didn't agree with that. And the other thing I didn't agree with was the use of the past life, the Doreen Virtue past life cards. I feel like her stuff is just like her own airy-fairy ideas of what past lives are. I'm sure, I haven't seen the deck, I could be wrong, but probably not one of those cards say you lived a quiet life in medieval Spain in the middle of nowhere. I'm sure none of those cards say, you lived in the countryside in France, or that you were an archduchess. That I was, you know what I mean? So like my lifetimes were specific. Like my father was the archduke, so I guess I'm the archduchess, if that's a thing. I don't even know. I barely made it. I don't even think I made it out of my teens when I died in that life, and it was pretty horrible. I was pregnant and I couldn't tell anybody, and my knight boyfriend who asked my hand in marriage went off and got himself killed before we could get married, and I was pregnant with this baby, and I knew I was, so I starved myself to death to save his reputation. And that was the husband I had in this life. So stuff like that, like I'm sure none of those cards say you were a shamanic herbal healer in ancient China, but I was, right? So it's like, they're all like, you were in Atlantis, you were doing this and you were doing that with Atlantis. It's like, I don't even remember Atlantis, dude. I remember one where I'd had enhancements and I had gills in my neck and I could swim in the ocean and I didn't feel the cold of the Atlantic Ocean, which is weird. But so either I was a mer person, which, hey, it's one of my nicknames is mermaid girl. It's been one of my sexist nicknames for a while now. But maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. I remember very little. I think I was in Lemuria, but I don't know. But that's not the end all be all past life experience. So those cards, I think, in and of themselves are flawed. Jude in his reading isn't totally flawed, but there was no discussion because I couldn't get a word in edgewise about what I am, who I am, where I was, what else could we use this as an interpretation of so we could truly figure it out. So some of the stuff, it's like, no, that's not true. No, that's not really true. And you just read my whole past life. Like a lot of the things he said are in my future it reads like the book of my life from 10 years ago, 12 years ago, but some of it's a warning, if I mistakenly think that someone else is supposed to be with me instead of my twin flame, which I won't because I know exactly who my twin flame is. I did make the mistake though. A couple years, 3 years ago, I was not totally believing who I kept seeing over and over and over again. I kept thinking, well, this is just an image in my mind because my guy looks like this. So I found a guy that looked like that. He ended up being very, very gay and very much my best friend. He was from Russia and he's in Russia now. And we ended up like inseparable for weeks, for months. It was just, he stayed extra time in Peru for me and his boyfriend. And then his boyfriend and I ended up being very, very close. And his boyfriend's in Spain. He's in Russia. They broke up, but they're best friends still. And I'm still friends with all of them. But, so for a while I thought maybe it was him, and then no, he's gay, so that's not him. Then I met another guy that looked like this famous person, and he and I were together like 6 months, but he was my last karmic relationship. And I remembered him from a past life when I was a Viking. He was a Native American princess. I was a man, he was a woman, and it didn't work out because he kept feeling weird around me and he kept calling me my Viking. I'm like, holy crap. As soon as I had the memory, he had the memory. We looked into each other's eyes and we're like, oh my God. And about a month later, there was another article coming out about the Vikings in Minnesota. And I'm like, yeah, that's where I was. My ship was, I went down this river and I got caught. And so I set off on foot and my men went off in a different direction. And I ended up getting lost and fell in with this tribe and fell in love with a Native American princess. She was my pretty, pretty princess. And so we just lived together forever and ever and ever. And I gave up my Viking mission for her. And then in this life, he is a sound engineer in Peru. Okay, so, and I thought but he looked a little bit like my true twin flame. But he was my last karmic relationship. And when I was done with that relationship, God said, now you're ready. Now you are officially ready. There's no more karma for you, from a relationship standpoint. So, there are a couple guys I'm interested in. Sure, whatever. Do I have a thing where I have to couple up? No. And I could prove it. I've been single for 3.5 years, waiting for my guy, purifying my energy for him. I desperately want to complete both of my big missions on the planet because this is my last life. This is your last life. This is all of our last lives on Earth because Earth is done. Go ahead, take a bow. Because guess what, guys? It's over now. For real, this is it. Final curtain call. We are creating a new world. Not a new Earth, but a new world. And that's in the 5th dimension, and where we got to go up, 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 up. So if you are doing really well and your neighbors aren't, guess where you are and guess where they are. What part of the dimension, which dimension are they in? What dimension are you in? I know I'm in the 5th. I've been happy. I've been like, yeah, look outside, and I go pet the wolves, and I look at the surrounding beauty, and I'm sending love to everybody, sending everybody's weird energy back. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Transform what I can, what I need to, because some people are not strong enough to transform the energy. But usually I'm just like, dude, you know what? Like with my twin, I don't send it back to him, but I also don't just take it and transform it like I was. Now I'm like, hey, let's work together, babe. Let's do it. Let's function together, because this is what we're meant to do. And so I feel his energy with me, and it's what I do. It's a little thing I do. Anyway, let's see what we can see. I keep coming up with the number 13, and that is the number of the Schumann resonance, according to disclosurenews.it. Heart Math Institute is fully defunct still. It's only because of the fires there, though, so continue to pray for the west coast of the United States, if you will, and let's pray for the east coast for all the hurricanes and crap they've gotten, and let's pray for the rest of the world for all the things going on there. And we're going to find out tomorrow in the show what's going on more there. All right, so solar wind speed right now, it's a little bit less than yesterday, 475.1 kilometer per second. We are at sunspot number 13 again with this number 13. All right, so it says that it's going to be a short-lived sunspot cycle. It's already starting to fade a little bit. Gorgeous green skies. It looks like something out of a science fiction book on spaceweather.com. Oh my God, there's a big crack in the magnetosphere again, which always happens around the equinoxes. And now the sky is like this pale and emerald green, and it looks like something out of a science fiction movie or The Wizard of Oz. Oh my God, you're going to have to see it at spaceweather.com. As far as the cosmic radiation, we have gone down by 0.2% in the past 48 hours, but we're still at a high level of radiation hitting us. And the solar wind flowing from the northern coronal hole could grace Earth's magnetic field on the 26th of September, which is Saturday. So we're already being bombarded today. We were bombarded the last 2 days, and now it's just going to go on through the weekend, it looks like. Probably Sunday we'll have a break from that extra ascension symptoms and yada, yada, yada. There were 11 fireballs reported by NASA's all-sky cameras and all-sky fireball network over the United States. 10 were sporadic. 1 was a southern torrid. And that is all we have for the introduction. Anyway, I love you guys. We're going to get on into Jude DeCoff's reading. I do want to say, though, even though I said there's some things I don't agree with, and I don't agree that we get to live everybody's life on Earth. That's frickin' tedious as hell. That's his theory. It's not my theory. I don't agree with that. I do believe that we get to live ourselves over and over and over again if we need to, if we want to see how we could play it out different and maybe tweak it. I mean, like, maybe I've been in this body, maybe 300 times. Maybe this is the first time. But a lot of it, the deja vu, I think I've been here before because I've already done this one 2 or 3 times. Virgo, perfectionistic, trying to get it right. I'm done, dude. I do not want to be in this life again. I think this is done. I'm done. But I don't believe that I'm my own aunt or my brother or my neighbor. That is tedious as fuck, and I do not subscribe to that. I do not want to. I mean, I did not want to fall to. I did not want to fall from heaven to earth in the first place. I'm a fallen angel. God asked me, so I did. I came. I'm Archangel Azrael, the original angel of death. I'm done after this life, dude. I'm like, this is it for me. I came here to help humans. Keep an eye on Lucifer. He's already coming back into the fold. He's going to be the ultimate prodigal son, and once again, the king of heaven, I guess, when he gets his shite together. But that's a whole nother discussion for another day. wanted to say a couple things that Jude did say that's absolutely correct. I do need to work with more crystals. Crystals have been calling me. He was right on about that. The boat thing, I don't quite get, but I do think eventually when I meet my twin, I'm going to be with my twin across the Atlantic Ocean. I'm not going to take a boat, but I feel like that's true. I'm not going to get married to some rando and divorce 2 weeks later. That's not my style. I never marry someone unless I know them for 365 days minimum. And I'm Virgo, and I'm very adamant about that. If someone insists on marrying me, I'm like, get the fuck out of my life, dude. Sorry. You know, it's just, I'm too consciously aware than to fall into, you know, bed and relationship and marriage with somebody. I'm not going to do that. So some of the stuff I do believe, some stuff I don't believe. We don't see eye to eye. I couldn't get a word in edgewise, so I'm telling you guys stuff now. But he was right on about a lot of things. I do need to use crystals. I do need to be more aware of certain things. And it was nice to have the warning of a potential relationship, dude. So anyway, there you have it. I'm going to have a quick little moment with you at the end after this next section with Jude. And that's it. So stick around. We have one message and then right on into the reading with the author of the Starseed Perspective. I mean, not author, but, you know, that's his. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's high time you did. It is the absolute easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's absolutely free. Second of all, they have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. You guys have known that I've been doing this for 8 months using the Anchor.fm app right on my cell phone, and I have done it everywhere, right? I have recorded this in my living room, my bedroom, little cafes in Quito, Ecuador, all over Cuenca. It's so absolutely easy to make your podcast, and editing is just a snap. Anchor also will distribute your podcast for you, and it took me about 2.5 months to become syndicated, and now I'm available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more, and so can you. You can make money from your podcast also, and there's no minimum requirement. You get paid from your very first listener. It is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So please, if you are interested in making a podcast of your very own, do not hesitate to start with Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back from outer space.
Are you there?
With that sad look upon your face, I should have changed locks. Hello. I'm here. That was a horrible rendition.
All right, guys. Let me introduce you before we jump into this part 2. Hey guys, this is Jude DeCoff. He has a podcast called the Starseed Perspective. He has been a professional card reader for 27 years, which makes him about 29 years old. Just kidding.
Yeah. Oh
He's
God.
a little bit older than that. Just kidding.
I'll be 39 this
And
year.
so this is part 2. Wow, that's a good number, actually. So anyway, this is the second part of the reading that we started last week. So go ahead, Jude. Let's get right on into it.
Okay, so another way, there's a couple other ways that I do divination, I guess you would call it. One is crystal ball scrying. And the perfect crystal ball, although if you already know who your person is and I can't explain to the person, then probably the crystal ball would not be the best way to go. So, because I would just probably see who you want me to see, and then I would know who it is, and then it would reveal it.
Right. Which is why I did not tell you who he is.
Because I would definitely see the person, because I see when I look in these crystal balls, and the thing is that you have to get one that has rainbow inclusions inside it. It has to have. It cannot be crystal clear.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I don't believe any of those people say, "Oh, a gray mist appears in the center of the ball." Yeah, no, you're tripping. It's called
No, I've stared into those things for. It never works. I never.
If you look at the rainbow reflection of an included crystal ball that's pure quartz and not leaded glass, and you see the rainbow that's in there. Like, I have this one that has a round rainbow and it's perfect, and like you look at it like a magic eye past the reflection of the rainbow. So what you're looking at is like the negative image of the negative image. So, and what you can think about it is like you're looking at the back of the eyeball. Like when the doctor looks at your eyeball with the light lens, you have to look towards the back, the very back of the reflection. And then you'll start to see stuff. Like here, I'll just like randomly look at this one. You can do it by candlelight, you can do it by any light, you can do it by no light. As long as you're looking through that rainbow reflection, because that's the doorway to the astral.
Very good information.
Okay, hold on. Show me something relevant out there or Nope. Okay, no. Definitely saw a fleet of UFOs landing. Yay!
Right now? Are you
ball.
kidding me?
I mean, they didn't actually. They looked like more like the Da Vinci sketches of Mayan UFOs, the ones with the sails, you know, and the fins that look like that.
Wow.
But of course, because they're gonna come back, obviously. I mean, that's what helps them build penises. So. Okay, so another way is bibliomancy. So the books that I like to use are like sacred texts for this. But I can actually use any book, honestly, because it's a gift. Sometimes anyone can do anything, yes, but there's some things that are more predisposed to certain blood types, and you know what I mean, like certain bodies, certain DNA, certain lineage, whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, we all can do it, but I something. Divination is just easy for me, and I can do it out of anything. I can do it out of the self-hypnosis book. The Bible is really easy though. The book I like to use is the Book of Urantia, which I have to find.
Yeah, Urantia, it's huge.
Okay, so I need a question. Like specific.
You want me to give?
Like highly specific. That's where bibliomancy kind of is better than most.
Okay, will my twin flame contact me before Halloween 2020?
Okay, so I know, but
it's always the thought. It's always
that's what the third dimension is that longing. You're never gonna get rid of it. It's because you're longing for the hot tub of death. Because there's no temperature. There's like no wind, there's no breathing, there's no pain.
Yeah.
All you feel is like that first time you took ecstasy. If you know what that is, don't ask.
So I just want to complete my mission, and that's like the
flame is like the end. That's like your twin flame's like, oh, here's your ticket. It's like life. At the end of the life game, you're cashing in your children. That's when you meet your twin flame. Because like to meet them before that, you would just end up. I only have two things. This is the message I'm getting. You would not end up creating the mission and completing it because you'd stay in bed. You wouldn't leave.
Freaking hope so. Okay, no.
And guess what? The part that I opened up to in the Book of Urantia, religious growth. It would be a blockage to what you need to do. I could read if you want me to. Spiritual growth is on the next page, the page that I was looking at. So you're still developing. We all are though, and if you think about it, we're on the same level of awareness. We have to be, because we're in each other's realities, even if it's only a little bit. So in that case, we like literally are probably in the same hot air balloon going up, right next to each other. So wouldn't that make sense? Oh my God, I dread the day that we merge into one. Me, you, and the other 8 or whatever there are around us. I think we each have 21. So it would be like 21 times 21 times 21. Well, technically 22. Are you there? Did I swallow you up?
Well,
with a lot
that's
of
a
my
long
breath?
time from
Okay,
there.
anyway, so the pages that it opened up to, the answer is paper 100. That might mean something to you. Religion in the human experience and spiritual growth. I'll read just a little bit of the header of both. Religious growth. The experience of dynamic religious living transforms the mediocrity individually into a personality of idealistic powers. Religion ministers to the progress of all through fostering the progress of each individual. Oh my God, this is exactly what we were just talking about. Oh my God. Okay, I love this book. And the progress of which of each is augmented throughout the achievement of all. That's talking about alchemy and how the soul. See, I just understand this book. I swear to God, this is where I'm from. This is the book that blueprinted this Big Bang universe, I'm telling you. Spiritual growth is mutually stimulated and intimated by intimate association within each other's religions. Love supplies the soil for religious and spiritual growth. An objective lure. Oh my God, dude, I'm so good at this shit. Holy crap.
What? I'm like, okay.
I know. I'm going to take a picture of it
okay.
so you can read it, because it's all about love and individualistic growth, and both growing when meeting at the same point in time, which is exactly what I was just talking about. And this book, people, is like literally 22,000 pages long. So, well, I'll tell you the exact. I'm not gonna lie. 2,096. Okay, I exaggerate a little bit. 2,096 Bible pages, and I opened up to that, and it's talking about love, religious and spiritual growth, and that these are the exact things you asked about. How specific is that? Okay, so love supplies the soil for religious and spiritual growth in a couple. An objective lure in which the place of subjective gratification, meaning objectivity, like third dimension, and soul dimension at the same time, so I guess it could be fourth dimension. Yet it yields the supreme subjectiveness satisfactorily. So subjective mind. So if you're talking about, like, this mixes like a lot of psychology and science, and then science all really good. Religion ennobles the commonplace drudgery of daily living. Oh, that makes sense in this COVID now. Religion will break out and ennobles the commonplace of drudgery of the daily, everyday living. Right? Double.
It's funny because I'm not religious.
Right,
and
but
he's
I'm not religious either.
So.
However, if one to look out into what our commonplace, where you spend most of your time, my office, my bedroom, what it looks like religion. If it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. It's just your religion. I mean, religion is as specific as the reality that you're creating, because literally when you die, you become the planet. So
right now, my religion is a very messy bedroom.
No, yeah, because you had a demonic repossession, then possession, then repossession.
No, I didn't have
it's
a possession.
So easy to
it was
right now, though, for real. It's not even hard at all. But to see it, listen, the other day, 2 or 3 days ago,
my friend
I don't know if there was
possessed.
like a dark side of the moon, Mars was aligning with the moon or something or whatever, but I felt that weird like pull towards the heart, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't that good thumping either. It, like when you meditate, it was more like, oh no, it was not bad. Like when I got my crystal ball and I had to clear it because the gypsy had a heart attack, who had owned it right before me. That it felt
right.
Spooky, paranormal.
The spooky, yeah. Mars is closer to
but
Earth. It's like her.
What I remember
right now.
though, I remember looking at Earth from Mars and seeing blue. And I also remember looking at Earth from Venus. So, and now they're going to find out, watch, how are they ever going to land somewhere so heavy, the gravity there right now. It's like a little bit bigger than Earth, but with that, no one's finding anything there, so it's really heavy gravity. So
And plus, it's super hot.
Because we already destroyed it. It looks just like Mars. Hello.
Oh,
Human beings
yeah, that
are,
makes sense.
in essence, parasitic in nature. But that's because all life is. Dust. Like, if we didn't have dust, I was thinking about this today. Because I was cleaning for the readings. Because, like, I clean my whole space, right? I clean for work. Everything's neat. I don't dust. But I dust for readings and stuff. If we didn't have dust, we wouldn't be alive. It's scientifically proven. If dust did not exist, we would not be alive.
Do you know I dusted my bed right before we got on the call right now? That's so funny. You're talking about dust.
I was sweating, dripping, but I almost broke my arm today. Like, dude, that was another thing. We'll talk about that after this because I gotta call. I talked to you on the phone about that because I've not been so clumsy in my entire life.
Sure. Yeah. There's a lot of this.
What they do. Yeah. That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
Right.
No, I'm serious. You start to be clumsy, and then all of a sudden you hurt yourself, and then all of a sudden you cut your wrist by accident. That's demonology. That's demonology 101. I'm just saying. But
you know, the astrology right now through the whole month of September.
Like, there's an earthquake, but it's Florida.
That's weird.
There's no earthquake, and there's no sinkhole under my house either. But that's what it feels like. Like, my whole... It's just about to do this reading. And I've got crystals. It's past
Holy man.
Atlantis cards. And I don't use these cards.
And we have such a strong connection.
I don't know what it is, but do you feel that? That it feels like, you know, like an aftershock earthquake. You don't feel it?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
See, that I've been meditating recently with binaural beats and isochronic tones and like with the Bose headphones, the noise canceling. That's the only way it really works. The maybe lower and blindfold yourself. Oh my god, I've been seeing the halos that they talk about. I've been seeing mandalas, all the visuals, machine elves, if you want to call it that. What you would see when you're on ayahuasca or shrooms, just with a meditation, like what you're supposed to. Like everything that you read in books that felt like college theory, like how getting a master's degree and getting a bachelor's degree feels like theory and it's out of practice, is now in practice. We are now graduated and we're auras. This is our job. Get over it.
Right.
Like, money's not going to matter too much sooner. I mean, I'm in $198,000 in student loan debt, and I'm still in school to get my PhD for clinical psychology because I can't afford to pay my loans back. So, how many thousands of people are in my situation? Every single person after the baby boomers.
Yeah.
Like every single person, because everyone was taught to go to freaking college. Trade schools were just null and void. Like, trade schools are purposeful.
Yeah.
You need a purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
Is your purpose, but no thanks. Okay, so the way these cards work, I'm going to do the past life cards during No Virtue. And sorry, I can't say that. Maybe you can bleep it out. Bleep. And
I know.
These are the past life cards, and I do past, present, future. Boom. Past life cards, past, present, future. Honest to God, you've got it. Oh my God. I'm gonna take a picture. Dude, the boat came up just like in the fucking other deck. The ship. I know, man. My gift is like insane. I'm a gypsy. I'm a bard. Magic through music, color, and weaving of story, because that's all consciousness is. But there's magic in that. I know there is, and it's written somewhere. I don't know where, but there is real magic when you use your soul and breath and what keeps you alive to bridge the fourth and fifth dimension, because that's what music does. It creates emotion, and emotion can only be lived in the third dimension. However, it's a fifth dimensional thing.
Right,
but you can't feel it in the fifth dimension. It's just created there. It's so... And what the fuck card am I holding? The arts, bitch, and it's a guitar. Oh my God. I should do this on webcam.
It's a guitar?
I was just talking about... I flipped the card over and it's a guitar. And I was talking about bards and music.
Oh my
fucking
God.
A, man. Like, this is why I need to be doing this. This is just proving This is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. But someone else can shuffle.
Shit.
I'll hire an assistant.
I know who my twin.
Oh, bitch!
Twin
Oh,
is a
bitch!
musician.
Oh, bitch! Oh, bitch! Oh, bitch! It's Jesus. Your fucking twin flame is Jesus from the Joshua tree, and your galactical lovers. Because you got biblical, then you got Joshua tree, biblical, ship, and galactical in the present. Dude,
Joshua tree.
I
didn't
can
hear
guarantee that your twin flame was Jesus.
That's not true though, because
maybe like me,
Mary
then it's like super close twin flame. Because listen, there would be no other reason why you were the angel of death, unless you were in that circle, because that circle is what created this universe.
Oh my God! You know, I've been talking to Samael.
Oh, see, that's where the music comes from. Oh man, you were jilted when you were in Stonehenge in your past life. Jilted. What unrequited means unsatisfied. And it's around money too. Like you were forced into marriage in your past life when you were near Stonehenge in the Celts. Oh, and you're Atlantis, you were a nun in Atlantis, and you were both male and female, so you've had a lot of lives, and you were your own lover. No, you were. You took turns.
I'm my own lover now.
You take turns anyway,
Nothing
but you specifically took... No, listen, this goes with what I was telling you about how we're using Atlantis, the fall of Atlantis as a map. Because, listen, you got the Atlantis card, then you got monk or nun, then you got food and hunger, which is lack, which is monk or nun. That's the theme of monk or nun. Then you got male, female, back to back in Atlantis and love life. And then I got the vision where you specifically were the male part of, and it could have been a merman. There were bunches of different races in Atlantis. It was a long time. It wasn't just 28,000 years. It was 85,000 years, or whatever. I have maps of it that I can send to you on my Starseed Perspective Facebook page. But you specifically, in the one life, you were the female to experience that. Then literally right after that life, you're the male. Like you went right back in.
That sounds like me.
You were like, I wonder what it's be like this part of it. And then you were a monk or a nun, or you were the monk or nun beforehand, because then you wanted nothing to do with love. So that
was me in so many lifetimes, though. Honestly,
happy. I want to see what this is like. I want to see what this like is, because it's like a fucking roller coaster, and I don't have a seatbelt. Just saying.
Right, exactly.
And then you have the theme of imprisonment and slavery in this life, from the biblical times, but also from galactical. So it goes back. That's the Jesus theme, I'm telling you. And then transportation in the future with finance and the arts. But what did that say? Remember, oh my God, the ship, if you go back and look, the ship, the final card before the fox, it was voyage, inheritance, wealth from trade, which is finances, and then voyage, transportation. You might be going to Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'll live in Ireland. Oh my God, that would be the best. I would come visit you. We're supposed to be going to Ireland. My marching in, but I can't go out of the country. Side note.
I'm pretty
bitch,
sure.
Oh my God!
Like
that card that came out was the male and female in Atlantis and its karmic relationship. Just like I said. See, I gotta see on camera. And then you got angels in the present regarding that imprisonment and slavery. So you have that, again, that lack. It's not the food and hunger from the monk and nun from Atlantis, but it is a carryover because it's imprisonment and slavery. But it was on ships, so you're probably, Amadeus. You were probably an African American rowing a ship. Or it could go galactical, because the galactical card is there with the angels card, so it could have been, that's the angel of death.
Right, of course.
But it goes back farther.
And I'm enslaved in a human body in a human incarnation.
We're just going to go ourselves. Stop it. Death is the only... Oh, God. Death is ascension. Hello. It's the only other way to do it, without doing all this meditation.
It's a lazy
Because I've seen it 3 times. It's the same thing. You meet this glowing orb, and everyone and it's like, are you ready to lose spirituality? And it's just in a mine was like, not female, not male, both times. And then the 3rd time it was a girl, and I was at some party. So she was like, what the fuck are you doing in my bed? I'm like, are you God? I'm gay. Bye. And then I started ordering my body. Like, I was like, oh, I want to be muscular this time. I want my name to be this. And it was so weird. But you do. That's exactly what you do. You start transferring into your next life right away. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to. Not this again. I don't want to be a baby again. Oh my God. No.
Oh,
yeah, but next time, I'm telling you, we're awake to this point where next time it's not going to be a physical body. You're not going to be born like that. That's how we're going to ascend. And that's how the Pleiades
Thank God.
Too. Well, I mean, and a little bit of mess too.
Yeah.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid unless you want to ascend. Oh my God, that should go on a shirt. That should go on a fucking shirt. Oh! Don't drink the Kool-Aid unless you want to ascend. I know it's kind of making fun of it all, but listen, it kind of sounds a little crazy from the outs. Okay, just saying. But it has to be crazy because it's fucking true.
No. Okay.
So next, you got trust and faith issues around your Celtic past life that's going to affect you, and that also affects your finances because you don't trust yourself that you can be not rich, not poor, but not to worry about bills. You don't trust that you can't worry about money because it's right there, right in your face. You know, there's a deadline.
Yeah, right.
But
exactly.
It doesn't matter. You just. I learned. You know what? I'm at home being discriminated against one of only 34 people in this office. My husband/boyfriend is whatever. 10 years he's been with me. He works in the same place. He has an office. They specifically told me to work from home. So obviously, it's discrimination. However, they're linked in with Scientology, so I can't do anything about it because Scientology has all the money in the world, literally. So, right. So they would just drop there and then nothing would happen. I would have no job. So I'm on my schedule.
Right.
I work, right, what time is it right now? 3 a.m. They're not going to pay me for 3 a.m, but I work. So I'll do it my way. I'll ascend my way. I'll do my religion my way. I'll do my spin class my way. I'll do my health my way. And the more you listen to you, that's your higher self coming in. And if you get your higher self to come into the point where when you're meditating with binaural beats and isochronic tones with a blindfold and you're vibrating to the point where your bed is moving like mine, or like your head is vibrating. I know people have felt this before. I have playlists on the Starseed Perspective on YouTube. It's the Starseed Perspective at Gmail. That's the YouTube, the Starseed Perspective. My playlists there are all ones that have made me vibrate or actually worked for me. So if you listen, I'm telling you, it's
awesome.
Okay. And it helps with the reading.
I'll check it out. That sounds awesome.
During the breaks and stuff. Okay, so trust and faith, your finances are going to be okay, and that your art, which, like we said, we're not going to put a label on it, which is, I guess, mysticism. We can be oracles, but even that is limiting it. So it's not even about that. Your spirituality and your spiritual growth. Remember the things, what I said when we started talking on the phone before you were recording. That is what is important. And that's what you need to have trust and faith in. And I learned just recently, like literally a couple weeks ago, when all this started happening, on the side note, I literally let go. I pray to my ancestors and the fairies, and even though he said not to the archangels, because I'm very specific on what I need. And yeah, they're probably sick of it. The fairies were a little bit sick of me doing it all the time. So I went to the archangels, and when they get sick of it, they'll let you know. They let you know. Maybe that's why I was falling all over the place. Because I pray to them literally every time as I'm preparing to work out, stretching. I pray to Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, please come to me with your protection. Archangel Raphael, please come with your vitality and health. Archangel Metatron, please come with your light languages, energy alignments, chakra clearings, negative attachment removals, and energy blockings. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for your continued protection. I go through this in my head. It's this long thing that I call in my ancestors, my grandmother, my uncle. I call in my 12 angelic healing team. I call in my fairy assistants. I call in positive only, obviously, but you put that in there. And the more you do that, it morphs and changes your reality to a religion. And that's when you don't recognize your life, because you're starting, it's kind of like you become a monk or a priest, but it's all individual now. Anyway, but that's because religion, so whatever. Okay, so the next one is persecution and inquisition in the past. So that was in Atlantis, though. So you were the bad part of Atlantis in some of it. You helped destroy
I was burned at the stake in the Spanish Inquisition.
Really?
Right. Yeah. My son was a priest, and
my God.
my
I'm
ex-husband.
I'm going to take a picture of this so you can see it and get those confirmations on your own, and then maybe tell your listeners.
Yeah.
Because my gift really is the cards and where they go, because we've already done this, and my gift is technically time travel. And I just realized that just now, and it's because of who I was in a past life. I reverse engineered.
Oh,
UFOs,
yeah, right.
We created a time machine in Nazi Germany, and we studied the occult heavily. And I was almost as awake as I am now, but obviously I was not quite as awake because 4 million people died because of me. Right. So that's horrible. And I wasn't Hitler. That's not who I was. I'm not going to tell you who I was. Alana knows. She can reveal it if she really wants, but I don't really care if it's revealed. But I'm not bragging about who I was, because I had a lot of goddamn karma. Oops, sorry, God. I had a lot of karma to work out in this life. I've been in like 7 lawsuits for discrimination. I've been fired. I was called a fucking faggot, a useless piece of shit, and fired. I was called a useless fucking faggot piece of shit from my aunt because of the book I was in, because I was sexually abused when I was a child, and it was in my bio. And the only call I ever received from her in my entire life, because I don't know that side of my family at all, it was, "You're a useless piece of fucking shit. Fucking die, motherfucker."
Damn.
All because of my sister.
Oh, my God.
But you know what? That's because I was her. I was her in my life. That was me. I said that to myself. And that's why I feel my heart pumping with happiness right now, right as I'm talking about this. It's because she'll know when she dies, she'll realize that she was talking to her. And everyone, when they die, they'll
it's self-judgment.
This fucking matters. It does matter, because it's like school, but it's like high school. Let's go to fucking have a cigarette. Come on. Like, stop being so fucking stick up your ass, Trump. Man, fuck. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Right?
Back to the
There's
reading.
only 2 cards left, so I digress.
Okay, cool.
But you're supposed to write a book, because you have the scribe and writer in your bloodline, but it's in the present. And your health comes up, but I really think you're going to be doing some music healing. Like, Shigangu or something, but it's got to do with your way of doing it, because like my way would be the flute, saxophone, too weird, but like music, harp, music. And then the card.
Well, I do want to play the violin, so.
Oh,
no, I want to. I want to learn.
The violin sounds like Cats, like off Broadway. It's horrible.
I tried it once, and actually, I was really good at it.
You were good at it?
No, I tried.
Then you must have had a good violin. Because
my son was taking lessons.
Because I had a crappy fiddle, and it sounded like cats fighting in an alley.
Yeah, no, I learned how to do. I could do it immediately. It was weird. It was like, it felt right. I've been doing it in other lifetimes.
I don't get. I can do the bass guitar only because I tried the violin with G, D, A, E, and it's the same frets, and it's down here. But like anything I can breathe into, and that has a chromatic, even brass, anything I can breathe into that uses my essence, I can play.
I have asthma, so I tried the flute and it didn't work.
For a lot of people. It's because
isn't that weird?
To get the concept.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
It's not. It's more sacred geometry mixed with. It really is. It comes down to angles geometry, like the angle of the air. Once you get the concept that the far side of the flute embouchure hole cuts the air at a certain 45, 90 degree angle at both, because there's 2 cuts.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you can see it in your head, and then you can feel it in your cheeks, and then you push it. You just feel it, and if you don't feel it, it's not for you.
Right. Well, I had an asthma attack every time I tried to play it.
So I passed out and woke up with a freaking blood a pool of blood coming down my forehead too. Everyone does. It's very...
What?
Oh,
That
no,
didn't
that happened to me.
but-
I had a friggin' a scar, not a scar, but I cracked my head because I passed out, dizzy, and I had already been playing the clarinet for 5-6 years up to that point. So everyone passes out
crazy.
when they play the flute. I'm telling you. Okay, so it's kind of like scuba diving. You just learn to do it. It's like breathing.
Wow. Okay.
Instruments to me are like breathing. It's like the only commonality in the whole entire universe is frequency. That's it.
Right.
And frequency comes in color, sacred geometry, which is math, which is the Golden ratio, which is Fibonacci spiral, and then, which is what I said earlier in the first part, and then and I transferred out twice by then, and then also color, which is also frequency, which is also solid. So it's all frequency, and those brainwave isophonic tones align your frequency to whatever purpose. So I mean, meditation. You used to do it with singing bowls. However, my singing bowl is a little flat or sharp, I think, but it's not in tune, so it doesn't work. If it's not in tune, it's not going to work. It's not the right frequency. No, for real.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and then the last card that you got was the father card, which is what flipped out when I was shuffling. So, and that's on top of persecution and inquisition in the past, karmic relationship. So your lover could have been your father too. Well, it always is like that, actually. But that.
Well, the father of my children was. Well, what is it? What is a priest but a father?
And nun right on top of that.
Padre.
Too. So I'll take a picture.
Mm-hmm. My son was a priest, and my ex-husband, my son's father, was a priest, and he lit the match.
Well, he was a priest.
Yes. He was a priest. They were both priests in Spain.
Spain was rough. I mean, Spain really pushed Catholicism. I mean, like, what were the taxes like? That was the only reason. It was just the taxes. Convert and pay us. Thanks. Bye. Give us your gold. Here's some yellow fever.
People were afraid though, because like there were problems with crops and they blamed it on the witches. And it's like, we don't give a fuck about crops.
I've been scapegoated and discriminated against my entire life at every workplace I've ever been. Because I was myself. If you looked at my house, right, and that's why I'm at my home office. That's why I'm being discriminated against right now, because no one can understand someone with 2 master's degrees and a half of a PhD is, one, only getting paid $32,000 a year and still in that job being used, and two, I do 1/3 of all of their work. I have 192 clients. I work from home because I was myself, because I brought crystals to work. How about crystals are like more real than you? By Scientology, although I do believe in half of what you believe in.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, but half of what they believe in is metaphysical.
Crazy.
It's cyclical, and it's like, I really feel like it's from that energy from the Bible, from the apostle energy, and my name is Jude, and I think but I think our whole soul group of this whole universe stems from that group of apostles. And Dappy,
we're all related.
Yeah,
somehow.
But when we're ascending, we're going to become part of the quote-unquote one. But before you become part of the one, your little groups join, and you become the gods again that we were. Our higher selves will join with the 21s, but then our other 21s will join with our other 21s from other higher selves of our other group. Your whole family. You take turns being your whole entire family. Watch the last episode of The Sopranos. That's what it was like when I went out of body that one time and I ordered my body. Because they instantly they're like, what's your name? Okay, and then he goes and he has a coffee and he comes back and it's like next day, instantly, like, white heaven, blah, blah, blah. But he's in a hotel. Next day, what's your name? Oh, you're checking in. And then they change his name on it. And it's just like a memory. And it's like, oh yeah, well, that's my name. And then he's born.
It's so strange.
At the end of the episode.
I never
just
saw
the last episode. It was very spiritual and very crazy, but it was like everything agnostic, Kabbalah, everything that Sylvia Brown never talked about is in that last episode of Sopranos. Okay, so now I'm gonna quickly move over to these cards. Okay, there are upside. The Atlantis cards.
So we did the last 2 cards?
Yeah, we did the last 2 cards. It was Father energy, which came out when I was shuffling, and then Health.
Mm-hmm.
But that's your
And then,
metaphysical side, healing people for real. Because it's on the arts. I'm gonna take a picture of these, but then I'm gonna plop all these next deck on top of the other deck. That's why I'm taking a picture now so that you can see
okay.
them because they mean something. Everything means something.
Yeah, and I'll try to upload them. I'll try to
Why
figure
does
out.
everything
Yeah,
mean something?
yeah, upload them to Instagram so everyone can see. At
Yeah, just don't forget to get
mermaidgirl888.
fucking run it to darn non-virtuous. You just put DB at the bottom.
All right, so
DB 2020. Whatever.
yeah, I'm gonna put
No,
your
not
name.
my name. They're
Yeah, I'll
on my
put.
cards. This art is not mine. It's licensed.
Oh, I
One
see.
thing,
I
so
see.
just yes,
I
yeah,
see.
you have to say past life cards during virtual. DB. Okay. So these Atlantis cards,
yeah.
you have to plug them or else they get pissed, right? I mean, that's what I do on my site. But I plug everything that's ever worked for me. I don't put things up there that doesn't work.
She'll get pissed because we're using her cards. She hates when people are using her cards now.
So mote it be. No, you don't think the fairies have physical contact with her on a daily basis in a rude, not so super positive way because of what she's done? Because as individualistic as every single human being and personality exists on this planet, and there keep more and more born every millisecond, literally, and those are all souls and individuals, that's how many fairies there are. How many planets of Arcturians do you think there are? How many Lyran planets there are? How many different planets that are Goldilocks and have quote-unquote life on them? That's how many fairies there are. That's how many different kinds of fairies there are. There's fairies in a dimension right next to Arcturus. There's fairies in a dimension right next to Vega and Lyra. You know what I'm saying? It's not like fairies are isolated just to the Earth and just to the astral realm. It's not like that.
Yeah,
right.
Obviously.
They were pushed out of their universe, though, and that's why they're mostly in the astral realm somewhat. They're kind of like refugees, a lot of them. Which goes into a lot of the Nordic and Odin stuff if you want to research that, people. Okay, so the Atlantis parts are different, very different. So, oh my god, you and this love shit, come on now. Okay, so I guess they're not so different after all. It has this huge thing on the back, which I will, in an affirmation, which I'm not going to read any of this at all, because it's just backing up, because the first card is marriage. Right, and you've got it in the past. But that's the thing, is like, the marriage card was the first card that came up in the other deck, too. It was the bride and then the hands.
Right.
So, but you've got marriage on top of karmic relationship from the other deck, on top of male and female from the other deck, on top of father, like hello, on top of love life, like it literally is every marriage card from that deck. And then recording crystals in the present. But
and those are all from the past.
And I'll take a picture. But listen, you got scribe and writer in the present, and you got recording crystals, which is the same.
Ooh.
Exactly. It's like the next level of writing. You don't even need to write it down.
So
it's the same. It becomes a book, a computer, really. I mean, or a clock. Or you can transfer your consciousness into a crystal. I'm telling you, time travel is not just time travel; it's consciousness travel into different nows. That's all it is.
Well, yeah, that I know.
That's all it is. And like, you do physically need a huge metal Merkaba around you spinning like a gyro. You do. But then eventually, the only reason why you would need that is so people can see it and then see it's real and then fathom that it's real and then you can picture it in your mind and then that's all you need.
That's
when
pretty
you start
cool.
vibrating with these different meditations, that's what it is. You're activating. Each chakra is a little Merkaba. And then you're a huge Merkaba.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
The picture, you've got love of animals, which doesn't really match up with too much. Although, I mean, I know, see, there's some straight cards. But boom, straight up.
I definitely love animals. I mean,
someone was mind control.
It's like long walk.
Listen. In Atlantis, you were mind controlling.
Yep.
You were part of the red mages.
Wow.
The people that were. Here, let me read this. From early childhood, the Atlanteans practiced mind control. They were able to focus their thoughts into a stream of energy to move objects, light up a programming crystal, and ultimately manifest anything their will desired. In the halcyon days, they only ever used this power for the highest good of all. However, the trained magi were expected to control all of their futility, including temperature, sugar levels, and metabolism. What? Hold on. Bodily functions, futility. Where did that come from? Okay, lied. The highly trained magi were expected to control all of their bodily functions, including temperature, sugar levels, and metabolism, without food. Just crystals. What? Yes, bitch. Yes. Crystals. I know, but that's true.
That's
they had monoliths
awesome.
everywhere, free energy. Like, if you think about it, you don't. Fifth
Right.
dimension, that's where they were. They were falling. They were descending. They were.
Yeah, that's weird.
They came from the 7th down to the 12th, 7th, 12th, 11th, 10th, 7th. And by the time when they destroyed the 3rd dimension, they were in the 2nd. And it's substantiated on Gaia. They're talking about that right now on Gaia, and I talked about that a long time ago with you. Anyway, then there's an effort, right?
Yeah.
And then it's on Gaia. It's on freaking Cosmic Disclosure about how when you're dying, your world gets smaller and smaller. Remember how I said it was like being John Malkovich? Your world gets smaller and smaller, but they attested it to you go into the 2nd dimension. Well, yeah, right before you burst out into the 12th, because you're the planet Earth, or whatever part of the universe you're encompassing.
Right.
Okay, so, and then look at what do you get in the future? Sound and music. OMG. I know these cards are amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the cards. And then you got High Priestess in the past under mind control. So you were some major. I don't get Poseida. I get. Who were the red and whites? Red and white robed. You were like a major influential person in this.
It's so weird because I don't remember it.
You probably wouldn't. It's
I have
very
one quick
super
dream.
Tragic and like horrific and PSTD for real. The end anyway. Like it's kind of like
right.
If Pangea were to like no, it's just the start of a new too though. We were turned into oil. And then in the present you got the silence.
Okay.
Which is, like it can be akin to imprisonment and slavery actually in COVID and what's going on as well. But also the biblical days too, your past. You got nourishment in the future, but remember you don't need food. Just crystals. And oh god, not the under the kitchen sink crystals either. Okay, so you got health and nourishment in this 2 different decks, and then in the past we have the Ice Age, but it's in the Atlantean deck, so I mean, and it's on top of all those love cards too, so obviously a divorce happened. That's something to say.
Yeah, because that's the past. Obviously, I did divorce.
No, I'm talking past life. That one where you were the husband and the wife.
And I divorced myself.
Just to experience it, for real, from both sides. And then the 12th chakra is what's the 12 chakras, all of them. You have to align them all, plus the minor ones right now. That's what the silence is for. And the crystals will help with that too. And then the 5th dimension's in the future. Dude, you get the 5th dimension in the future.
I open up there.
You got the
12 every day.
The 5th dimension card came out for the future, which is the golden years of Atlantis. But you also get the sound and music, and then also love of animals. So that is the golden. See, the golden age is coming back. That's what singing is. And then crystal skulls in the past. See, you were a major crystal worker, priestess, destroyer. Well, I mean, manipulator of minds. I would call.
Well, I'm a hypnotherapist.
Well, that makes sense.
Now,
however,
that's
the
a
red
manipulation.
mages back then, the red mages were not. They were the ones doing the DNA splicing and all that.
Yeah, I kind of felt like a sadness when I read that in
you created
Shirley MacLaine's book.
No. Thanks. Thanks.
That's
Thanks for the
kind of cool,
labyrinth,
though, dude.
right?
I mean, look at
And then you
that.
got the great crystal in the present time. So crystals, you need to start using crystals more because you gotta find the crystals that you used in the past lives. And then you got contemplation with a unicorn on the card, in the future a rainbow and a unicorn. And that's like with the
Yay!
music too. And then see, you had to wear.
But maybe that's like related to you,
No,
dude.
it's for you. This isn't my reading.
Unicorn,
oh yeah, right. But there's
dude.
also an angel too.
It's your family.
Right? Yeah, but I'm sure it's other people's family crests too. It's not just ours. It's not that special. It's just.
I have never seen a unicorn family crest in my life. A prancing unicorn is your family.
Which means the unicorn that just freed itself from the shackles.
Which is, see,
know,
again,
right?
with the slavery thing.
Called third dimension. Yeah, welcome to it. Okay, and then we're trapped. Just for a little while. It's okay. It's like vacation, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so like you're in balance in the past after you divorced yourself, inside from both sides. Water is a big thing for you right now. Like you need to use water, drink water, be hydrated, and a gratitude attitude is what's. So you're gonna patch things up with your son. But see, these readings aren't really like that. The gypsy cards were very direct.
Right.
Oh, see, you were in the Temple of Poseidon. I lied. See, I wanted to say you weren't because I was there too. I know.
Of course, we were together. We're always together.
Oh, and then you got clairvoyance right now. That's why you have to quiet yourself because you're actually hearing, not clairaudience.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're challenged a little, not too much, but is to differentiate your inner voice, your reading voice from your higher self. And there's a tonal difference. It might only be a slight frequency, but once you learn to do that and go with your first instinct, everything clears up and becomes more synchronistic, and you let magic flow. And then the 7 pillars of wisdom is in your future. I'll read this one because I'm not really sure what it is. It's from Atlantis. I know what it's the Pillars of Hercules is what it turned into technically, but not really. The Temple of Poseidon was built on one. Why does it? I mean, it is Poseidon on the card, but it's Poseidon as well. Was built. I just saw fairy flame, and it's not dust because I vacuumed. It was built on one of the 7 mountains that represented the 7 pillars of wisdom of the spiritual laws of all of Atlantia. These remind us that there is no separation from God and show us how to be masters of our own destiny and worlds. They also affirm that there is a spiritual working for all things and everything is in divine order. That's exactly like that sums up the entire reading, and guess what? That's the last card. Right?
Cool.
It's different, huh? I mean, I can do tarot cards. It's just tarot's a lot of memorization, and tarot's more. I'm finding out a lot more individual soul ayahuasca journey-ish than I once thought, and so it's not super memorization, it's more internalization and transcendence. Because like I was looking at the tarot cards today thinking, oh, I never use these like ever, and I got that heart of like excitement, and that's God. That's what it feels like when you die, like when you were excited to go to the amusement park.
Yeah.
You couldn't sleep, or like you traveled to Disney and you had to sleep for 3 days before.
Right? That's what I was just thinking of Disneyland.
Oh my god, so like
the ultimate park.
Right now,
yeah.
I look like such a witch. I've got a columbinite, which is a meteor, which releases your kundalini, I guess, or it like helps it naturally flow. And then I've got a white topaz that I mined, and then I got it cut. Remember the mine I went to where I got accosted by his family?
Yeah.
Berated me and hated me.
Right.
Did you know that?
Right.
Oh,
I do remember this.
But, white.
Yeah, we're still recording. Yeah. We'll talk in a little bit.
Topaz, which I dug up, and it's very beautiful. It looks like a diamond, actually. A moldavite for negative energy attachment protection, which is also a tektite / meteorite type, and then a fire opal, which if opal is not your birthstone, and I'm sorry, but opal is not. It's some Libra's birthstone. It's October. It's the month of October. It's not technically Scorpio, and it's not technically Libra, but it's both. It's from October 1st. Well, technically it's from September
Mm-hmm.
30th at 11:59 and 59 seconds to October 31st when all hell breaks loose technically, and All Saints Day happens the day after, and you can talk to fairies and ghosts and see them. Okay, October 31st, it goes a little bit past midnight because of All Hallows Eve, you know, which is technically the autumnal equinox, which is before that anyway, so everything's fucked up. And we really should have 13
Right,
months
right.
because they're moons. And one question, here's a mind blower just
That's
to close
true.
things out. Why have we named every other moon in the fucking universe except our own? Why is it Moon when Io is named Io?
Oh my God, that
Right?
blows my mind. I mean, I
Bitch,
call her
Luna's just
Luna.
moon in Latin.
She
It's not a name.
Luna,
It's an object.
but that's true. Yeah, it's true.
Why
Shit.
did we not name our own moon?
That's
Because
true.
guess what? It's not a moon. I'm just saying, it's a satellite.
It's a moon.
On town tonight. Get your satellite. You know what song that is, right? That was sort of Dave Matthews.
No.
Like I said, I don't sing unless it's karaoke. I play instruments because it's easier. And it's well, I can sing, but not by myself without backup. Anyway, crystals aren't that loud. Because crystals sing, you know. I have them. You put them up to your ear, and you can hear it humming. Like I went crystal crazy. But it's because fairies are in
so
crystals,
cool.
and it connects you to the earth, and we're here on the earth. So, I mean, I'm here for a reason. So, I mean, like, right?
You must have earth magic.
Yeah, but oh my God, it transcends that because the fairies brought earth magic. When you get down to it, the bleed in the astral is what.
Yeah,
brought
but I
the
mean,
magic
if you're
here,
so
because Avalon was the gateway bleed. If Avalon wasn't a place
right.
on Earth,
I mean,
Avalon was a dimensional portal destination. Like.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
for
technically
sure.
it was a place here because you came out of the portal here, but it was its own multi-dimension, I'm sure. All of these places. Like King Arthur wasn't
right,
here.
right.
Not on this planet. Maybe if you find some bones, sure. Anything's possible. Another mind blower. Friggin' giants in stone, bleeding, scrape it and you get DNA.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. That's true.
Oh my God, right?
University.
Hello.
Yeah.
And those are the giants. Guess what? Initially enslaved fairies. Not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them. But again, they're as individual as we are. They were the most individual things on this planet at that time. And then, guess what? Like an amoeba, they split and became two individuals. Twin flames. But then the twin flames split. So like, we were big. We were giants. So you're a piece, your soul has all the recollection of everything that's ever been. Even beyond this universe, even if you're younger. Because you always had to exist in a part of someone else. Because we're ever expanding outward. Isn't it so weird? Like, we're still spiraling from, but then again, we're coming back into it, and something's keeping it, because there's a black hole at the center of every universe, but anyway. A counterbalance, there has to be, or it has to be like two star systems. You know, like a negative balance, which is the yin-yang, which is why duality must exist. However, your shadow selves, you're incorporating them, but they're also descending as far as you're ascending. That's just the natural oil and water of it all.
Oh, that's interesting.
At the same time as they're as close to you as a millimeter away, but they're in a different dimension. Because there's 21 of you, or 22. Well, 21 plus yourself. But then don't you think when we're this aware and this in our bodies that it is truly our higher self? Or like when you're giving readings.
We are definitely becoming embodied. We're embodying our higher self for sure.
But I honestly want to try to meet myself in this third dimension and I'm going to put a beacon out there and pray and see if I get visited by myself. I wonder if that would be possible.
Yeah, I've wondered if I can't go to the
Oh
future
no,
and talk
that's
to my future
possible.
self.
I'm not talking about your
And I've
future self.
wondered,
I'm talking about one of your other
I mean,
21 personalities that's simultaneously
I
living.
mean, I've been to other. I am simultaneously living in. I know of at least 2 more planets
Right?
that I'm
And my
living on
dreams
right
are so
now.
lucid, I have no clue. I'm always in school, and it's always music school or magic school, one of the two. It's either magic or music, and I'm always late.
Or except when you and I have been meeting to go to the freaking symphony or the
No, but
opera for
that's the
years
thing.
before
It's
we
not the
met.
symphony, and it's not the opera.
In
When we go there, we're creating
what is it?
universes. That's no, yes,
No,
yes,
no, not
yes. The
that.
symphony
No,
creates
like,
universes. It creates imagery and emotion inside your brain. It creates reality.
but do you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about? We keep
I
going to
do. But
musical
it's because we like
performances
to see
together.
reality created. I'm telling you. It's a weaving of
Okay,
time
okay.
and space is what music is.
I just know that there's like a big red carpet, there's gold on the walls, it's very lush, and I'm always dressed
Regal,
really
right?
nice,
Like
and I'm
you're
so
in New
much
York
taller
City
than
going to, or like
I'm
wait,
like
you're like
amazing,
in London going to the
beautiful.
Phantom at the actual theater it happened at.
That's what it
I
looks
went to
like.
that theater.
Yeah,
Oh my God, it
yeah.
was creepy.
And you're really well. You're always in a tuxedo. You always look really nice.
Like a gangster from the 20s. I love the 20s. I don't know why, but I lived in Atlantic City somewhere. I had a dream about that.
Hey, you know what?
I
We're
know, and it
we're
came
at the
full
end of the
circle.
hour.
Like with the cards and the bibliomancy, like I do other stuff too. I do I Ching, numerology. There's some astrology, past life astrology, starseed astrology. There's so many other things that I do. It's just I haven't put myself out there. I really got to revitalize my podcast, and my direction's going to kind of change because I had structure, but who really wants structure when now my life purpose is clear? But I'm also going to include, like, because I've been vegan for the last 7 months, not necessarily vegan, I do eat eggs, but no cheese or anything like that because I need protein. And then that transforms me to losing 78 pounds, and I'm still losing weight. I do 2 Peloton
Good for you.
spin
I'm so
classes a
happy
day.
for you.
I eat right. I don't necessarily sleep right, but that's because it's hard being ADD and then medical marijuana and then Adderall, Pfizer. And, like I've been on Adderall for 27 years. I can't even think about functioning out even a little bit of it. But that's because Pfizer makes you addicted to this shit. It's like what sugar did with freaking insulin. Come on. You want $13,000 a month so that I can live and then still drink your sugary soda. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Oh my God, just cut that out.
Hey,
okay. Thank you so much. Oh my God,
like
thank
20
you so much.
seconds. We have 20 seconds.
Anchor. Love you. Thank you so much.
Love you. Thank you. I did. It was wonderful. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Yay. Bye. All right, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast. There was a lot of fun and weird and interesting tidbits that always come out of Jude's mouth, and that's why I love having him on the show, and I love interacting with him. He is my near twin flame. He's not my twin flame. He's my near twin. And in our group, we came as a cluster of 8. Wanted to bring that up in case you didn't hear this in past episode, in case you're brand new to the show. I have discovered that twin flames can come as clusters of 2 people, 4 people, 8, it's always in obviously pairs of 2. So I think up to 16 people in a group, and in my group there's 8 of us. And I have met probably, or at least found online, or like Jude and I don't know each other in person yet, but we have been together. I mean, I have been together like with a couple of, like maybe 2 or 3 of my near twin flames, like as far as I've known them. I think my oldest child might be part of our cluster, because since she was 10 years old, has talked about, being a twin flame incarnate. And I feel like she and I are part of the same group somehow. They came here together. We're not like fallen angels together or anything like that. It's just that I guess we came as our group of 8 to come, and you can work things out with the near twin if your direct twin is not with you yet. So I dated only one of my near twins. That was Jeremy, and we were together for almost 2 years. Super close friends for about 8 or 9 months, and then we started dating, and then it didn't work out because I'm not his twin flame. That's it. We are still good friends, and we still keep in touch, and it is what it is. He found his woman, and she's a lot like me. She's a redhead, green eyes. It's crazy. She was a model. She's taller. I'm so jealous. She's so lucky. She's taller. But she and I have a lot of wild stuff in common. I don't know her, but from what I've seen from posts that she's put on Facebook and whatever, she's a pretty cool person. They still have their own stuff to work out, but but that's their thing. That's between them. But Jude is one of my near twins. So just to clear that up. What else? So we fight like brother and sister, which is hilarious. Not really fight, but we kind of argue a little bit. And we don't see eye to eye on almost everything, as far as the way that the world is set up, or, some of the things, though, I'm like, oh yeah, I do. Okay. But I don't remember a lot of the stuff he talks about, like being a blueprinter of Earth. I've been told by another angel incarnate that I am a blueprinter of Earth. I'm part of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I've been for a long time. That feels and rings true, and Jude was the first person to mention the blueprinter thing, and it does feel true to me a little bit, but I don't remember it, And it doesn't mean like I created the whole world. Obviously, I did not. I mean, a blueprinter could be somebody who says, hey, I like this kind of tree. And then that's your part of the blueprint. Let's make a tree that makes apples or whatever. Not that I'm not saying that I made an apple tree, but I didn't. So maybe, out of God's big catalog book, I'm like, ooh, on page 7,422. Ooh, I like that tree. I like that blade of grass. Can we have that blade of grass? You know what I mean? Like, it could be something as minuscule as all that. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't freaking remember one way or the other. I don't have an ego about it one way or the other either, because it might even just be a big farce. It might not even be real. I don't know. God created the world, but then he hired people, delegated here, this is what I want. And then he hired the people, the decorators and whatnot, and who the hell knows? Maybe I invented a couch. I don't know. I invented a bog somewhere in the deep part of Minnesota. I don't know. But, so, I don't know. I was blown away by a lot of the random information that comes out of Jude's mouth. Like, oh, and by the way, this is how we read a crystal ball. Oh, by the way, this is what you look for, for a fairy ring, and this is you're going to see in other dimensions. And when he said the Mayan ships coming from the sky, like the landing, I am a part of the Galactic Federation of Light. I know I am, and I've been asked by Michael Sherhan of Ashtar Command, or Ashtar Sherhan. Some of you know him by that name, with the Pleiadians. I'm going to be working with them at some point when they come down, they land. I'm going to be one of the delegates to go to wherever the hell we go to get Earth registered with the greater universe at large. So we're not going to be off floating by ourselves in space anymore. We're going to actually have a greater galactic and universal family of light that we're going to be a part of. And so I know I'm part of that for sure. So it's kind of funny that he's like, oh, let me look and see who your guy is. And I never told him who the famous person is that I think is my guy. I've never, ever told him at all. So he has no clue. And then it's funny that he saw that. And then he said divorce. I'm like, well, I did have a vision, and my children have the same dreams. We all had the same visions and dreams about the same time years ago about my dating a blue man from the, Galactic Federation. He's like this big, he's like a commander, and he wears like some kind of a thing, but his skin is I would say like kind of like an iguana, but it's very soft. and he's like blue and green, and he's very high vibrational being. But I'm not going to marry him because I know who my real guy is, right? So I'm like, I might meet him maybe someday, or maybe it was just an insane series of dreams my kids and I randomly had together, which was odd. And they're like, yeah, you have like a blue boyfriend in space who's going to come down and like be with us. And, but in my dreams, my kids were still like younger and living with me. And now that my youngest is going to be an adult in a month, that's not going to happen. I think it's a different timeline, or who the hell knows what. I don't even know. It's crazy, but I know who I am and where I'm going with my life. And it was nice to have the warning. But it's freaky that he saw the ships and I didn't get a chance to get that word in edgewise about, by the way, I am part of that. I'm going to go on spaceships. I'm sure of it. And they'll come down. I'll go up, to the wherever the hell Galactic Federation convention is to get us all signed up. I think I'm going to be a commander or some kind of a something. I mean, hell, I'm probably just going to be a damn receptionist, Hi, this is the Lyran hotline. I'm sorry, the Lyran you're looking for is not available right now. Can I please take a message? I mean, that'll probably be what I end up doing, but secretary that serves coffee, galactic coffee to everybody. Would you like the purple coffee or the yellow coffee with the pink spots in it? Which kind of coffee do you want? I don't know. Hell, who the hell knows? But anyway, I just wanted to clear up some of that stuff, but he was absolutely right. I do need to work with more crystals. It was good to have some warnings there about some of the other things. The spirituality, we all need more spirituality, so that's kind of an obvious thing for everybody. We need to clear up spiritual stuff or go up higher vibrationally, but I mean, it is what it is. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope that you learned a lot as far as, working with the fairies and working with your intuition and being aware of all that. So there it is. I love you guys. I love each and every one of you so, so much. I'm so glad to have you on board listening to the show. I can't have a show without an audience, and that's why you are very important to me. So thank you so, so much for that. And those of you who have forwarded, liked, subscribed, and told everybody you know about the show, I wanted to say thank you for that. A lot of you, especially Yasmin, and I think Jasmine has done this. I think Kelsey has done this. A lot of you have actually put forward, and Michelle has told several people, I'm sure. I know that Cheryl has for sure. And a lot of you have actually gone out there and said, hey, check out this podcast. It's wild. And putting this on your Facebook groups with millions of subscribers has helped me a lot, tremendously. I need to be able to make money from my passion. My passion is here every night, helping you guys, lifting and boosting you up and being your cheerleader. I love that. And so please tell as many people as possible so we can keep the show going, because a lot of you know, I only make like literally 1 penny per listen. Not a lot. And you don't have to pay me. My sponsor pays me. So I get 1 penny per listen. I need a lot more listeners to keep this going. Otherwise, I'm going to have to seriously limit the show so I can actually just work a full-time, just over broke, job. And I don't want to do that. So thank you for those of you who are pushing this, telling people, hey, check it out. Thank you so much. Add it to your stories on Instagram and tweet it to your followers on Twitter and yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. Thank you guys so much for everything. I love each and every one of you. I will be back tomorrow with the Earth Changers Report and weekly Weird World News. But for now, so obviously it's all original, unique programming, just like always. But for now, I'm signing off with peace and joy and the high vibes of the Holy Fifth Dimension. Until next time, guys, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.